Alrighty, so thank you everyone for joining me for the newest episode of the podcast. I just wanted to share with you some new ideas, some new ways of thinking, and a new opportunity. We talk about, or I talk about all the time about all the ways that you can create and publish your books, be it coloring books, now planners and journals. And for so many of you listening, we have sort of made the decision subconsciously or consciously, because it's what's in the ether, that Amazon, for an example, and even Lulu is the holy grail, more Amazon than anything. And what I want to talk about today is the opportunities beyond just Amazon and KDP, because there are a lot of them. Again, we all want to create beautiful product. We want product that people can, purchase from us. But I know from personal experience how much literally we're leaving money on the table by not providing our products in different formats, maybe in ways that you would think that you would have to invest in large print runs to be able to provide, and that there actually is an alternative option, not taking anything away from the other players in the game, but there's an alternative option to be able to explore, to not only create beautiful planners in different types of styles and formats, but also things like card decks, which I know a lot of you who are listening are interested in doing things like that. And there actually is a print on demand company that provides those types of services. So what I did was, and it's a company I've known about for years, one that's near and dear to my heart because I've been a customer of it either directly or indirectly. And I wanted to bring on a very prolific, I feel, and very knowledgeable person in the field that can tell us all about this new company, these new options that are available to us, and how we as content creators can actually start to provide our books and our products in new and fresh ways, and exponentially giving us opportunity to increase our income, as well as just have a new format in which to publish and share. So with that said, I brought on an expert with a company called Vervante, and I'm going to ask Cindy to introduce herself and tell us about her and Vervante and what we're going to talk about today.
Well, hello everyone. I'm Cindy Tyler, and I started Vervante 24 years ago. We started as a print-on-demand book company. This is before KDP and CreateSpace and Amazon and all that good stuff. And so we were in the book publishing business to begin with. And then as things have evolved and people are working from home and there's so much more entrepreneurs creating these beautiful products, our business has kind of evolved from book printing to lots of other beautiful products, like Rodney said, card decks, planners, journals. We still do a lot of book printing, but that's not our main focus anymore. So I'm thrilled to be here and talk to you about all the different things that we can create together. Like Rodney said, we do offer a lot of print on demand products, but one of the things that we can do that we can talk about is we do fulfillment and drop shipping. So um, we some products make sense to do print on demand, other products not so much. So we can just talk about all the services and how that can perhaps fit into your world and help you share your content in different ways.
Wonderful, wonderful. So one of the things that I would recommend to everyone, I'm going to put the link in the show notes. And actually, what I'll do, if it's okay, Cindy, I'm going to actually share the screen of your catalog so
Yeah.
viewers of this can see it. I'll put the link in the show notes for those of you who are listening to this on an auditory level, that you can go and check on the link. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop up the screen here for your catalog,
Okay.
and then let people take a look at it. And then we'll just kind of look at some of the different actual products. Because again, I know that the card decks is one in particular that a lot of people are interested in.
And
So,
I brought samples to share too, Rodney.
oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
So if I'll, again, this link I've popped in here is directly to the page in the on the website that deals with planners and journals. And
Yep.
as you can see here, if you're looking at the video iteration of this, there's a sample of one of the, could you describe this one that we're looking at,
Yes.
Cindy?
Yes. So planners and journals. So let's just talk about those just for a second about how I think they're just incredibly unique and valuable to a coach, any sort of content creator. because I don't think so. There are beautiful planners out in the world, but I think what makes the planners we print so unique and different is that if you incorporate your messaging, your coaching into the planner, you get that content in front of your client every day for potentially 12 months. So you get your branding, your messaging. We have uh, uh, customers who create these beautiful planners where they, it's a typical month at a glance type planner, and then a week at a glance where you get a 2-page spread and you've got all your, appointments for the week. But the really nice thing I think that makes these different is that if you, like I said, if you're a coach and you've got, let's say, masterminds or quarterly webinars or something, if you incorporate that content into the planner, so you're keeping your clients on track. Not only is the planner a practical daily planner, but you're keeping them on track with your coaching program, which you already have, right? So it's just repurposing your content. So take that incredible content from your coaching program, put it into a planner format, sprinkle those nuggets of your inspirational messages, your teaching methods, whatever it is, whether you're a life coach, a business coach, whatever, sprinkle that throughout the planner. And now you have this incredible product that sits in front of your client every day for 12 months, keeps them on track, does all the good things you want them to do with the program. And, we have a variety of different ways we can print your planner. So this image just happens to be, the traditional hardcover, which everybody loves because it's a hardcover. It's indestructible. If you've got a customer that's going to use this for 12 months, they can travel with this. This is a cover that's going to stand up to wear and tear for 12 months. It's a hardcover, like a hardcover book. So it's really super thick. And in this case, we've got the wire binding, which tends to be super popular. We can do a printed cover. This happens to have foil stamping. This also has an elastic strap. So if you want to add some of those extra add-ons. And then in this one, we have tabs. So custom printed tabs to separate your months. So all sorts of, fun things. We can do stickers, pockets. So this is not just so you know, this is not a print on demand option. So the minimum on something like this is just 25. So if you've got, a coaching, mastermind group or a coaching class or something, the thing about Rodney and I talked about this too, is the thing about these that make them, not only is it a great product, but I would really kind of coach you, recommend that you think about this as not trying to sell this. Don't try to sell the planner. Create a beautiful planner because it's awesome, but don't try to sell this for $50 or $75. Include this as part of your welcome package. You know, maybe you send everybody who signs up for your coaching we send them a package, and maybe it includes a planner and a welcome letter and a pen or something you want to send them. But you're not trying to chase selling one planner. You're now making the experience of your coaching elevated by giving them this beautiful product. So just a different way to think about repurposing content that you already have, and then incorporating that maybe into a welcome gift, and then maybe as a standalone product on your website. So these are we have lots of options for planners. So this is the hardcover that's printed. We also can do, this is a faux kind of cover material. It has a linen finish. This is foil stamped. We can do all sorts of cover options: leather, faux linen, printed. So lots and lots of options for planners and journals. So I think they're it's become really our number one product. People love them, and once you get them, using your product, it's kind of like that evergreen. They're going to come back next year and buy the planner again, hopefully the coaching program again, all that good stuff.
So love that. First of all, beautiful product. That's the first
Yeah.
thing. And you made a very important point that I do want to elaborate on a little bit further because I know that
Okay.
a lot of my listeners are geared towards strictly the print on demand, which is one
Yep.
onesie kind of a situation.
Yep.
And so the minimum print run, just to be clear for you all listening, is that the minimum print run for something of this level is going to be minimum 25.
Mhm.
And for some of you who've already printed on, let's say, a platform like an Amazon, for an example, the price point is going to be very different
Yep.
than what you would produce on, say, a KDP platform. And
Yep.
for some of you who will pursue this, those numbers may scare you off because you might think, oh my God, I'm gonna have to sell the planner for 75 or $100 to make a
Hmm.
profit on it.
Hmm.
What Cindy and I have spoken about, and where I've been really directing my students and in my program, is thinking beyond just selling the
Yeah.
which is why I wanted to bring Cindy on and why I wanted to speak with her about it. Because again, this is where I circle back to why we're leaving so much money on the table. If you are if you are creating a planner and you just thinking, okay, well, that's all I'm doing is making planners. But if you're familiar with the subject and the topic in which you're making your planner, that could be a course that
Yes.
you create around that. If you don't want to do the whole coaching program thing, that could be a course. That could be a membership site
Hmm.
you start.
Hmm.
Imagine if you start a memberships type community and you preach you offer an annual plan for those people who prepay annually, they could get this
Yeah.
plan, and that would more than cover the cost of it and still put a profit in your pocket. So
Yes.
it's just a matter of rethinking how you're selling it, not just the only thing I'm providing is the planner and I just, and that's it. So anyway.
Yes, and we are totally on the same page, Rodney. So and for everybody who loves Amazon, I'm right there with you. I love Amazon too. The thing I think that from a business perspective, that I try to encourage our customers to think about is Amazon's fabulous for the right application. And a perfect bound book is a perfect application for Amazon. The one thing I don't love about Amazon is that it's an Amazon customer. And I, just like you guys, I started my business 24 years ago. Knowing who my customers are, building that email database is critical to every new product we introduce, everything selling more product, and bringing that audience and that community back together. If I didn't have an email database, it would be difficult for me to continue to launch new products because who would I sell to? So I think that Amazon is perfect for the right application. So what our philosophy is sell your products on Amazon, but I think using them as a secondary distribution point is critical because if you have people buy directly from you, you capture the data, make more money, do all the good stuff on your website. And I talk to people every day that are worried about it's hard. How am I going to collect sales tax? It's like the tools out there now are so simple. They make it so easy to put, you know, whether it's Shopify or WooCommerce or Stripe or PayPal, whatever. They will do all that. It's all automated. They'll collect the proper sales tax. And if you can write a product, you can sell a product. So if you're smart enough to create content, you can absolutely sell a product from your website. So I would really encourage you to think about selling direct and then using Amazon as a secondary distribution point because Amazon is great. And for things like worldwide distribution and all the good things that Amazon does, they do it the best. So you can have both without giving up, I think, access to that database and those emails and those customers that are they're your gold for your next product, for your next, whatever you want to sell. Those customers already love you. You want to sell to them. So I think using Amazon is phenomenal, just in the right way. And we talked about, sorry, Rodney, one more thing. With our minimums, just so you guys know, You don't have to do your own fulfillment. Even though some of our products have minimum order quantities of 25, that just means we need to print 25. We don't have to ship them to you and then you keep them in your garage and do your own fulfillment. We do all that. So one book, one planner at a time, we'll ship it, we'll drop ship it. So you have your website, you sell it, we have it in stock. When it gets sold, we drop ship it. So we still make it super easy, even though it's not a print on demand. Not always all products are print on demand. So let's talk, right, Rodney's doesn't die from a hairball. Let's talk about some of the other options on for planners. So we do have a lot of products that if let's say you don't think you need 25 for whatever reason, we do have options that we can still create a beautiful product without doing the more traditional hardcover with 25. Let's say you're just nervous about starting off with 25. We can still make a fabulous product with a soft cover. So in this case, this has a really beautiful foil stamped overlay. So what we do is we have this frosted polyplastic overlay. This one is foil stamped. So this is not a print on demand either, but I just want to show you that this isn't just like a really cool option. But what we can do is do a print on demand, still spiral bound. So this is metal spiral. This is a soft cover, just like a paperback book cover, but it can still be a beautiful planner. The only thing I would recommend if it's something like a planner is at least we put these frosted poly overlays over the cover to protect the cover. So it's still a great product. This is print on demand, not the foil stamp piece, but the concept of the frosted poly overlay to protect the planner. So if you're nervous about committing to 25, we have lots of really great options still for you that are print on demand.
That is beautiful. I
Yeah, isn't that pretty?
absolutely love that. I love
Hmm.
that. That is so nice. So again, I know if you're listening to the podcast, the link to this video on YouTube will be there. I'll put the link in there because you really need to go see that. I'm also going to go back to the catalog in a moment so we can kind of look through all of the
Yeah,
things that Cindy is talking about. But I do want to circle back and thank you for speaking in.
covering for your hairball.
When I had a little coughing fit there, I had to mute myself for a second. I'm so grateful that you brought up the point about the email list and building up your own customer base. Again, this is a mindset shift for some. It's just, it's the oxygen of your business.
Yep.
I don't know any other way to put it to really impress upon you the importance of that being the way you just do business. You get people into your email list and then you can send them wherever you want to send them.
Mhm.
Because if you are, again, not putting down, we're not, this isn't, pick one
No,
day.
no.
We're not going there. But since that has such a weight in the whole industry and the mindset of so many creators that are publishing books in particular, um, it's a thing you have to keep in mind. Well, if someone, even if you're selling hundreds of copies a month and
Hmm.
those royalty checks are just coming in and it's all
Hmm.
passive and all great, and that's wonderful. But guess what? Even if you're selling hundreds of copies a month, do you know who actually bought those books?
Right.
And if you don't know who bought those books, now wrap your head around this because I've been saying this for about 2 or 3 years now. If you're making thousands of dollars a month and those royalty checks are just getting auto deposited to your bank account and you're able to go and enjoy those vacations and you're living the dream,
Yep.
but you don't know the name of one of those people that bought that book unless they contact you and
Yep.
tell you that they bought it. So guess what? As in regards to running your business, because you are an entrepreneur,
Yep.
it's not in getting the sale once. It's about being able to go back to offer a sale another time and another time and another time. So if you're selling like a $10 book, that's great.
Hmm.
But when you want to sell, if you've done 10 books, you want them to buy 2, 3 through 9. But guess what? If they don't know that you put the book out, or they don't find it, or you're not reminding them
Mhm,
that you have new product out there, those are sales you're leaving on the table. And then let's say you decide, okay, I want to create like a community. I want to create a membership group, or I want to create
mhm,
a course or whatever. Unless you put an advert inside the book that they bought, they don't know to go to your website. They don't even know what your website is to go sign up on your email list.
mhm.
The point is, land the plane is a term I love to use all the time, is that's Amazon's customer. Who holds the
Yep.
credit card, that's who the customer belongs.
Yep. Yep.
You don't know, if you don't have that in your own database, and God forbid, I'm saying it again, God forbid that your
Yep.
account gets shut down,
Yep. Or Amazon changes the rules or whatever.
you're out of business.
Mhm.
So again, we're not putting that down. Use it
Right.
as a fulfillment center. That's how I like to look at it. But build your email list. And so what I love about, to circle this back to Vervante services, diversify your income stream opportunities. Have
Mhm.
your books on there. If you want to sell the entry level price point, do that. But if you want to do something more specialized, something more custom, something that has a more richer and more luxurious feel without having to invest in overseas
Yep.
shipping and design, and have to invest $5,000
Yep.
minimum to
Yep.
get product from overseas, this is an option for you. You're just going to have to build something else around a container around it, so that the price point gets absorbed.
Yeah. And we have a lot of customers who, again, love Amazon. So let's say you've got your book up on Amazon and, they're doing a little paperback book for you. It's all great. But let's say this really doesn't make sense to be a paperback book. Maybe it's a workbook. Maybe it's a prayer journal. Maybe it's whatever. But it really makes more sense to make this a spiral bound. What you can do is leave this on Amazon, and then we'll make a version that's spiral bound. We link the two. We'll list this for you on Amazon through Amazon Marketplace, which is a program we love. They take 15% commission. We print it, we ship it. Amazon basically is taking the credit card and we do the rest. So Amazon takes 15%. So you still have your perfect bound version up on Amazon. Then right next to it, when sometimes you go to buy a product and it says Kindle hardcover, soft cover, the same exact thing. So you'd have your paperback version that Amazon's printing, and then you'd have this version, but with spiral bound as a journal or whatever it is. And we would print that, and the customer would see right there their other buying options that they can pick the spiral bound version that then we print and ship. So when we ship it, we give Amazon the tracking number. They give us the money, we give the money to you. So we got the whole thing automated that makes it super easy for you to have companion products or other products linked to your KDP products that KDP is printing.
Oh, wow. I did not
Yeah,
know that. That's wonderful.
it's
So
wonderful.
you
Yeah.
can connect the two.
Yes.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yes.
I have
So
someone in mind, one of my students right now, that I think this would be a perfect option for her. But thank you.
yeah,
I did not know that.
so here it's still Amazon. So it's not ideal because they still take the credit card information. So you're not going to get the email address. But because we're shipping it, we get the customer's physical mailing address. So what you can do is, let's say this is your spiral bound version that we're shipping to the customer. What a lot of our customers do is we have a little note, like a postcard, like Rodney said, or a welcome letter that asks the customer to go opt in on your site. So whether that's opt in for your newsletter or your blog or something, where if they're buying this on Amazon, you still want to try to get them to go do something on your website. But yeah, Amazon Marketplace so let's talk, since we're on the Amazon Marketplace thing, anything we print. So whether it's a spiral bound, a journal, a planner, a deck of cards, anything we print for you, we can, and again, love Amazon. I would recommend that we always use Amazon as a secondary distribution point. So sell from your site. So let's say you got your deck of cards, you're selling on your site. Let's also list these on Amazon. I wouldn't advertise that they're on Amazon because Amazon's going to take their 15%, plus you're not going to get the email address, but still it's the marketplace for the world. Your cards are out there on Amazon. If somebody finds them, there's a potential you pick up a new client. It's great.
Yeah,
So I think Amazon Marketplace is a wonderful way to get your products on Amazon. Let them just do their thing out there. If somebody finds them, great. We'll ship it. We take all the hassle out of it, and you have another distribution point for your product.
that is fantastic. I did
Yeah.
not know that. I love
Yep.
it.
Yeah. It's great.
Because that's been the biggest thing is that do I order it, have it sent to me, and then I repackage it and reship it back out?
No.
Kind of defeats the whole ease of this business,
Yeah.
to do it that way. So this is brilliant. I love
Yeah. Yeah.
this. Let me ask you this question, Cindy, since we're talking about this. Can you all construct bundles where
Love bundles.
okay,
Bundles are awesome. And the reason I love bundles is because it takes the customer out of comparing, well, wait a minute, I can buy a planner at Target for 20 bucks. Why would I buy a planner for 75 bucks? So if you create some sort of a bundle, then all that just kind of goes away because now you're not trying to compete with some mass produced product from China. You've got this great like a welcome kit. So I like to think of them as like more like a welcome kit, a VIP kit, some sort of bundle. So maybe your planner is a planner and a pen and some markers. I mean, something that just makes it unique and thoughtful, but you're not trying to sell directly against something that's mass produced. Whereas we're printing these beautiful, unique, short run products that, you can't really compete with the pricing. So bundles are phenomenal. So, like Rodney said, if you we love welcome kits and if you sign up for a coaching program, wouldn't it be great to get a welcome gift? I mean, it doesn't have to be crazy, but still, it really separates you from the rest of the world. So you get this great little gift in the mail that maybe is like the planner or your book and a pen and maybe some post-it notes. I mean, it doesn't really have to be crazy expensive. We have a lot of customers where we ship apparel. So they want to give t-shirts or, those little rubber wristbands that have inspirational messages. Hats are really, really popular. Water bottles, coffee cups, all that really fun marketing stuff. So we don't make those things, but you can go to lots of online sites where they print 10 water bottles or 25 water bottles or whatever. You can send those to us. And then when you get a new client or you have your new registration for your coaching or your mastermind or whatever, you have 10 people that are signed up. We assemble a little box, send out a welcome gift to your new clients, and they all get their little welcome gift in the mail, and everybody's happy and loves you.
oh, that's great. Again, I didn't know that either. So we
Hmm.
can go and produce like our mugs or whatever we want to do. You don't do that, to be clear,
Yep.
reiterating what Cindy just said. So we can
Yep.
go and produce those other ancillary products on our own. We can
Yep.
ship those to you.
Yep.
You all, when we get a new client,
Yep.
you will put that box together. Oh,
Yep.
that's great.
I know it's fun. So it can be as simple as you want. Like if you're just starting out and you don't want to go too crazy, it can be simple. You just maybe send us a branded pen and we put it with your journal. And we just put it in a nice box and ship it out. If you want to elevate that and do even printed boxes, we do incredible, beautiful custom printed boxes. So if your welcome kit contains a mug and a t-shirt and a couple of things, we'll make a box for you that fits exactly your product, and then you add your artwork. We print it, we package it up. We can put crinkle paper inside, we can put stickers, we can do all sorts of really fun stuff. So as you kind of evolve, from just a concept to maybe thinking about this going forward, there's lots of really cool things we can do with those welcome boxes and VIP boxes.
That's wonderful. I did not.
Yeah,
Well, and I'm saying I didn't know that, but well, I didn't know about the fact that you ship other
other
things.
stuff.
I
Yeah.
I do know because I am a customer of someone else. I don't know if I want to mention the name on this,
Right. You get other stuff. Right.
but I bought a course
Yep.
program about 2, 3 years ago.
Yep.
It was well over $2,000.
Yep.
And one of the things that I was told from the very beginning was that I was going to have this box shipped to me.
Hmm.
And inside of it was everything that Cindy just said. It
Yep.
the manual, spiral bound manual in it. It had a card deck inside of
Yep.
it. It was a welcome letter. It was
Yep.
pen in there and
Mhm.
a couple of other things in there. It had the crinkle paper inside of
Yep.
it. And I didn't know that well, I because I'm familiar with your company, I knew it came from you all,
Yep.
but I didn't know that you all assembled that. My assumption was that the person who sold the program sent that all
Nope.
to you all, and you all said, "Wow,
Yep.
wow,
Yep. Yeah,
wow."
and it could be, we do. So again, for your audience that's listening, the concept of a box doesn't have to be like a welcome kit. I want, everybody to be really super creative with your content because like I said with the planner, you can incorporate your messaging into a planner. We do games. So let's say it's a card game. So let's just say we take a card deck, right? You take your nuggets of coaching, whatever, put them into a card deck format. We could talk about cards. And then for some of our customers, we actually make a little box that fits this box. And you can buy like crystals or game pieces or other things, send them to us from Amazon. We put them all together. So when we ship the little game, whatever, like we've got one customer, she does a grief counseling. So she's got a card deck about grief, and then we ship some pencils and a notepad, and she's got like a whole little mini course on grief that comes in this little box. So it doesn't have to be a welcome kit. It doesn't have to be a mastermind kit. It could be you turn your product into some sort of a little game or some sort of a little, inspirational cards or messages or whatever. So I think the key is, and I've seen some incredible marketers in my lifetime who are super smart. And the thing that always blows me away is they're smart because they have great content. But what makes them really smart is they repurpose that content. So if you've got great content, you can repurpose the way it is presented in a variety of ways. Turn it into a workbook, turn it into a journal, take your book you print on KDP and make a companion product that's a spiral bound workbook that they use with the book. Or take those, like I said, take the nuggets of information out, turn it into a card deck. Now you've got this bundle, like Rodney said, of a book, a workbook, perhaps a card deck. You've now just separated yourself from the rest of the pack, not just trying to sell a book.
Yep,
So, and all you've done is just repurpose your incredible content in different ways for the customer to consume.
exactly. That's all it really is. It's just repackaging. You know,
Hmm.
I heard this years ago. I thought was really interesting, talking about two types of cuisine: Italian food and Mexican food. At the end of the day, it's all rice and beans and meat.
Just the way it's
It's,
presented.
yes, it's a quesadilla, it's a taco, it's enchilada, it's a but
It's true.
it's all the same thing, all with different price points,
Yep.
you know. And so I'm so grateful that we're having this conversation because it's really the direction that I feel, and again circles back to how are we leaving money on the table, or how are we focusing on. I want to circle this back to, and I want to also look at the card decks. I want
Yep.
to circle this back to when I first started learning about creating, publishing coloring books and the whole Amazon game. And I
Yep.
quickly learned very early in my own start of this is that in order for me to make a living, like income I could live on every month, I was going to have to strictly focus on a volume play, which
Hmm.
meant I was going to have to produce hundreds of books
Yep.
in order to make a couple of dollars per title, to make
Yep.
$2,000 a month.
Yep. That's a lot of books.
That's a lot of books, a lot of SEO, a lot of keyword,
Hmm.
a lot of stuff. And it was a game I didn't want to play.
Hmm.
I knew how to do it. I just didn't want to do it that way.
Hmm.
So for some of you listening, that may be how you want to go. This is fine. But if you want to exponentially increase your income opportunities faster, I say focus less on put out good quality product,
Absolutely.
focus on creating experiences,
Mm-hmm.
not just trying to sell a book.
Mm-hmm.
And it's through creating an experience that you can ask for more money and people will gladly pay it. What Cindy just shared here, just in the card deck alone, with the little mini course and all of that kind of thing, that she's not selling, you're not selling a card deck, you're selling an experience.
Exactly.
And someone could spend 20 bucks for a card deck or $200 for an experience. It could be a 3-day retreat, a virtual
Yep.
retreat, grief, and they get the card deck sent in the mail, and then that can roll into a monthly membership where you have a once a month touch base call just to process what you gave them in the card deck.
Mhm.
Now you've gone from $20 for a card deck or $25 for a card deck, and you're trying to sell that to hundreds of people,
Right.
to having just 10 people a month spend $200
Yep.
and get that same $2,000 and not have to play. I got to be a machine producing new books all the time
Tons of orders. Right.
in tons of orders.
You know,
And
and
the best part
card,
is that they handle the delivery. You don't even have to
yeah,
ship your thing.
right. We do all that.
They
And let's talk about card decks because they can be, so this is our probably our number two most popular product. Planners, journals, spiral bound products of any sort, workbooks, super popular. Card decks are the next most popular. And card decks are they can be whatever you want them to be. So they can be any size, any number of cards in a deck. They can be for, like Rodney was saying, we've got customers that use card decks for a retreat. I've got one customer I can think of right now. She does a weekend retreat to help you write your book. And she has 3 different decks you get as part of the retreat that walk you through the concept, then the outline, and then the actual execution. So she's got 3 little mini card decks that you get as part of your retreat weekend. And they're actually not like these are inspirational cards, for example, but her cards are a program. So you grab a card and you do something, right? You work on your outline, you work on whatever. So card decks, they're used, we like I said, we use them, we print them for so many different applications, whether it's academics or training or coaching. They're used for kids. We do tons of card decks for kids, in wellness and mental health. So there are just tons of applications for card decks. So just let's talk about the variety of options. So, and this is a sample, just so you guys know, we've got some samples on our website if you want to actually see and feel and touch sample card decks. We've got a link on our site to a help link that takes you to samples. But so in this case, we've got cards that can be printed on different thicknesses of paper, depending on how they're going to be used. So we've got options for you as far as paper thickness. We've also got, if you want like a little instruction booklet, if you need a little how to use this deck, these little booklets can be included with the card deck. So again, this is like a little mini perfect bound. We've got some card decks that are a whole like little mini book, like 100 pages. Others are just an extra card that show you how to use the deck. So whatever you need as far as instructions, whether it's a card or a book, we can print these little mini books that go with the card deck. So card decks. Oh, go ahead, Rodney. You asked a question.
Well, no, one thing I want to ask about, you mentioned a moment ago about a link on the website.
Yes, yes.
I'll put that link in the show notes. Can someone, are you saying, I want to make sure I'm clear, can someone order a
Samples.
sample, physical
Mhm.
samples?
Yeah, we've got these. Like this is an example. If you go to our site, we've got it. You can order this deck, and it actually gives you. This is 3 decks within this deck. It's got 3 different paper samples in this deck, and it's got the little mini booklet, so you can see what that looks like. When you order, you also get this little sample deck, which is this is a custom printed tuck box. So this little box was printed just to fit this little deck, obviously. This has got 30 cards. This little deck is 30 cards. And this deck is a standard playing card, 2.5 by 3.5. But
Okay.
again, you guys, I would say you are not limited to a poker deck size, a tarot card size, index card. It could be whatever you want. We've got some cards that are, if you're an artist, let's say you paint or whatever, and you take beautiful photographs of your art, you can turn that into cards. So maybe sometimes a square actually works best for artwork. So you could make a 3x3 square card. So it could be whatever you want. And there's no minimum. So you could have, like in this deck, 30 cards, you could have 50 cards, you could have 100 cards, you could have whatever you want.
And is this a POD or is this a an order minimum?
So yes and no. So this goes back to COVID, unfortunately, but after COVID, paper prices, as you guys know, with anything paper, paper towels, paper everything, paper's still a problem in the print world. So COVID really messed things up for us as far as paper. So paper is expensive. And so we can print one deck, but think about the waste of what printing one card out of a sheet of paper. So yes, we can print on demand cards, and we do recommend that for your proof deck, but I would really recommend you not print your cards on demand, just a minimum of 25. The price goes from ridiculous to reasonable if you print 25. So, and we'll store them, we'll drop ship them. It's just that the waste of paper is just it's crazy. So, and you know what? I want to make a point about the 25 minimum, you guys, is that if you're creating content and spending the time to write it, design it, buy imagery, whatever you're doing, um, if you can't if you can't see the 25 number, that's a problem, because why are you doing it if you can't sell 25? So I would really encourage you not to let that 25 get in your way, because if you've got a quality product, the vision really should be, I can sell 250 of these. I'm going to not need 25, I'm going to need 250. So I would really try to help you not let that minimum order quantity get in the way when you're used to using solutions like Amazon, where it's print on demand. Yeah, you do have to come up with the upfront cash
Mhm.
for the 25, whatever that is. But if your product is good, and it should be good if you're going to do this, you're going to sell way more than 25. If you do the right things and you put the effort into marketing and social media, you guys are going to sell way more than 25. So I just don't want that 25 to get in the way of you thinking about these fun products that maybe don't fit in the print on demand world, but you got to commit to 25. So I mean, I just know that there's great content out there that 25 is just nothing,
Right.
really.
I really appreciate you saying that again, because this is going to require a mindset shift. Again,
Yeah.
if you have cut your teeth and your mentality is indoctrinated towards, I just create the file, upload it, print on demand means one off, whatever products. What Cindy is speaking about is, in this case, in order to get the price points down, is that you're going to need to commit to at least a print run of 25. So, in what to echo on what and piggyback on what Cindy just got through saying, this is where your marketing, your list
Mhm.
building, but all of that aside, where your relationship is with the audience that you've created.
Mhm.
So again, let me be clear. What I'm talking about is a mindset shift. We're not just talking about just selling a card deck
Yeah.
as a standalone solo product like the book. We're talking about here is expanding your thinking. You are approaching them with an opportunity to work with you. It doesn't have to be a $2,000 or a $3,000 program, which is how a lot of these products that I actually got from
Yep.
Vervante was done. It doesn't have to be that. It could start out with something $200,
Yeah.
$250, something like that. And so again, you want the price point what you charge to absorb the cost. So if you're not, so again, let me just
Yes,
the plane
correct.
on this. Forget about the $25 minimum,
25 count minimum. Yeah.
a 25 count minimum. Let's look at, okay, let's just say I don't know if you want to quote a number or not, but let's just say the card decks would run for 25 minimum. What would you?
$10, let's just say.
$10. Let's say $10. Okay. So if they're $10 a deck, okay, well, you're not selling just a deck. You're selling a virtual retreat that lasts 5 days, 3 days, 5 days. That is selling for up. Let's just take it bare bones minimum, and you're charging $100 for that. That's
Mhm.
too low, but just go
Yeah,
there for me to play to keep the numbers simple and round.
yeah,
Okay, you sell 10 of those. That's $1,000. That $1,000, part of that will cover the print
your
run
$100 for the card decks.
for the card deck. Okay. Now you've had a chance to, people are wowed by it because they got this beautiful deck in the mail, not to mention the fact that you showed up for the people that bought the program and
Mhm.
experience, and you provide them with a wonderful experience that they're going to talk about. You now know what your marketing is. You now know how to get people into that program. Guess what? You rinse and repeat. And every time you rinse
Mhm.
and repeat, guess what you do? You raise the price.
Mhm.
The card deck price didn't go up unless, God forbid, the papers,
Paper. Right, right.
you know, goes up. But now so what you're doing is the new favorite word. I say this to my students all the time. We're beta testing everything.
Yep,
That's your new favorite word. You're beta everything. But that's a way to find it. If you're really good at your marketing and your messaging, you are not financing anything out of your pocket. Your sales and business
yep.
is financing the print run. This is a mindset shift thing. So,
And to tag on to that concept of building the product into the program, another really great way to launch a new product is pre-orders. So let's say you want to create this great planner, right? But you're like, I got to buy 25 of them. You can create that pre-order page, let people come in, order. Maybe you're going to get 50 orders and you're going to need to print 50 planners, not just 25. The nice thing about pre-orders is that you can market it, advertise it, they can pay you, and then they prepaying you helps you offset the cost of that first print run. So we love pre-orders for all sorts of things, whether it's a mastermind group or a planner or a card deck. Pre-orders really takes all the guesswork out of that first print run and helping you generate cash to pay for that first order. So pre-orders are phenomenal.
and the last thing I'll say on that too, which is something I also wanted to make sure that I just say, because what in my program, I teach my members and students how to actually create the actual product, like do the design, the
Yep.
layout, all
Yep.
of that formatting. Was
Yep.
something another way, because this is kind of circling all the back to about stopping leaving money on the table. Okay, great. If you're not ready to do all of the things that Cindy and I are talking,
Right.
the list building, the email, all of those branding things, guess what? If you now know how to produce this product, there are coaches, consultants, and course creators that don't want to deal with this. They don't have large teams. They may be one or two, three steps ahead
Mhm.
above you, but they know that they want to create these products. You can offer your services as a
Mhm.
consultant and project manage the whole
Yep.
thing, the planner, the
Yep.
physicality of it, the card deck, and the whole 9 yards. You
Yep.
now have a partner, a print partner,
Yep.
to actually help you with making sure all of the formatting and
It's a
everything
great
is
It's a
sent.
great idea. We've
Yeah.
got lots of coaches that coach on how to create a card deck. So, she gets 10 or 15 people in her little course and teaches them how to get their concept into Canva or whatever, design program you want to use, and then uses Vervante as a resource if they want to use Vervante. And she's now a coach on just creating card decks. So it's super smart.
Mhm, mhm. So yeah, so you can always offer. I say have at least, if you can, your goal should be to have at least minimum of three income streams. So you've got your own product that you're retailing.
Mhm.
You've got your product tied with some kind of a program, course, membership, whatever you want to
Mhm.
do, and then maybe your consulting arm. So think of
Mhm.
it like sort of like your different tiers. Like your consulting arm is probably going to charge the most because you're doing
Yep.
this for someone, done for you services.
Yep.
Then you've got your own. And what's great about it, I personally really believe this, and I want to look at that card deck one more time that came in that plastic box that you showed.
Yep,
I wanted
yep,
that was beautiful. The best marketing that you could ever have is to have that card deck in that, and you just walking around people.
right.
It
With your
sells itself.
logo. Yeah,
I thought that was so cool. Go watch the video, folks, if you're listening on the audio, so you can see what Cindy's holding up. And
yep,
the booklet, I didn't even know that either. That's
yep,
fantastic.
yep. Little booklets. Yep.
That is
Yeah,
fantastic.
and these are, I think for a lot of our customers, they use these as little calling cards. Just give them away because they've got your logo, your messaging, like Rodney said, it's a card deck, but yes, but you can also as a leave behind or
Yeah,
add it to something else or whatever.
yeah.
They're just and again, it's already content you probably have. It's
Mm,
already in your book. It's probably in your coaching program. It's part of who you are. And all you got to do is just put that messaging down in the form of a card deck. So, yeah, these are awesome.
I love it. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. Well, Cindy, we've covered so much. I guess I want to leave it with this. I know you're going to give me some links I'm going to put in the show notes.
Yep.
What would you, if you wanted to give someone listening who maybe now their mind is just completely blown and they don't know
Yep.
where to start, what's the next thing? Could you give us maybe three things
Yes.
that that person could do listening to this?
Yes, 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 absolutely. So I would encourage you, we have a link on our site, help. It's at the very top of the page. And on that page, we've got all sorts of resources. We've got the product catalog, we've got tools on if you're using Canva, how to create every product in Canva that we print. So we walk you through how to create the cards, how to create a cover, everything you would need to create any product we print. We've got the one thing I would love for you to take a look at. We've got a link to what we call a video vault. And there's probably 20 videos. They're like 1 to 2 minutes, but they're just little thought starters on all the different things we can do. Everything from different cover options, binding options, stickers, greeting cards, calendars, planners, all these really fun little things. I think it's just like this visual array of all the possibilities. So I would just encourage you, one, to go to the help link, check out all the cool stuff on that site. If you, and as you can tell, I love talking about this stuff. So if you want to schedule a call, there's also a link on our contact page where you can actually schedule a call with me and we can brainstorm ideas on what you're thinking, what ideas are you thinking about? And then we can come up with quotes and packaging and all that really good stuff. So check out all the options. And then if you still have questions and email, if you prefer email, I'm happy to email with you. Email and tell me what you're thinking, what you want to do. I can work up pricing for you, or we can chat on the phone, schedule a call. So, and I would just encourage you, it's just not, if you can do this on Amazon, you can do it with us. It's basically the same thing, a little bit different because our products are just a little more complex than a perfect bound book, but you got this. I mean, if you're already publishing or you want to publish, you can do this. And Canva, a lot of people create beautiful products in Canva, or some people hire a graphic designer and use InDesign, whatever you want to do. We ultimately need PDFs, so we'll make it really easy for you. So I would just start there and just kind of like get creative and think out of the box.
Yeah, think out of the box. Really, that's really what it comes down to. Think out of the box. And I will say personally, as I've done this and I forgot about this, I just remembered when I was first setting up my first program was around coloring books. And I remembered I did order a sample
Hmm.
of one of your coloring books that had the perforated pages,
Yep.
right, which I thought was brilliant. I loved it.
Yep.
I actually have someone I'm talking to right now that I'm been like putting you in his ear
Oh, good. Good.
to come back and do this with you. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that if you want to check out the actual physicality of product, what Cindy mentioned was a way for you to be able to access. You can order those
Order
things,
samples.
order
Hmm.
samples, and get that in. So I would recommend
Hmm.
that. And then if you want help, as you're part of my world and you want help with what to do to prep for your call with Cindy, reach out to me and I can
Yep.
give you any pointers and so forth. And then
Yep.
course, immediately to get the final numbers, to talk about I don't work for Vervante, so I can't go into all the meat of it, but I can kind of give you some
Yeah, you know enough.
informational ideas
Yeah,
that then when you go and book the call, then you're both respecting each other's time and can get to the point quicker,
sure.
get it done. So anyway, so yeah.
Yeah,
Yep, yep, yep,
yeah.
yep.
Well, this is fun, and I hope everybody is encouraged to repurpose your content, come up with new ways to present it, think bigger. Selling a book is great, but it's hard, and you got to have a lot of transactions. So, like, Rodney has said, is that if you can think bigger, the experience, packaging, bundling, make more money.
Yeah, make more money. And again, I'm gonna to land the plane on what Cindy just said. And this is something that for some, especially creators, and I'm saying more about artists in particular, we can make decisions about what someone will pay for based on maybe our own possible current financial reality.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, if people want something and they feel that they're excited by what you created, but more to the point that you're going to take care of them,
Hmm.
money's not what the final decision will come down to.
Like
You,
Dale Carnegie says, you
yeah,
buy from people. And if they believe in your story and they believe in what your concept and whatever it is, it's more about you.
it's more about you. People will buy experiences.
Mhm.
They will buy experiences. So someone might, and it sounds kind of like, oh, if you're basing the decision on dollars and cents, oh, well, I can make a $10 book and sell a bunch of those, and that's an easy no-brainer kind of thing. And someone may hem and haw by spending $10.
Mhm.
But then they see where they can spend 3 days with you and they get a card deck and they get the book and they get this, and that's
Mhm.
10 times that amount of money. They don't think twice about it.
Mhm.
It's actually easier to make more money
Yep.
is to sell what we call the low price entry level stuff.
Mhm.
It doesn't sound like it because, again, but if you're making that decision based on maybe your own sort of issues around money, suspend that because
Mhm.
the best way I heard it was in someone's wallet is not your business.
Oh, I love that.
It's not your business.
Right.
Your business to provide them, create an experience that you can stand behind, that you believe in, and that you can provide that, show up for them. And if they connect with you and they see the art, because you're making art here and
Yep.
display that, how can I've had people come back and say to me, I'm trying to figure out how I can get this together to buy this because I want this.
Yep.
So just expand your thinking.
Hmm.
Like Cindy said,
Yep.
think bigger, and
Yep.
you'll be okay.
Yep. This was great, Rodney. Thank you.
Thank you. I so appreciate you, Cindy, for doing this.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. Again, I've been familiar with this company for years as a customer, which I didn't even know I was a customer. So
Yep.
I can vouch for the quality. I can definitely vouch for the quality. And I just think it's a company that a lot of people in my space don't know about.
Yeah. And again, I love this. So brainstorming, chatting on the phone, emailing, whatever you need to support you to kind of get that, first product, that card deck or whatever. Just tell us how we can help you. We've got, and then we can, once we get that done, we can get it for you on, we'll put it up for you on Amazon. So, I like the personal experience of we don't ever want to be in Amazon. I like building relationships and having people stay with us for 20 years and helping, will help you evolve with all your products. So, it's not, if the website isn't intuitive, then just schedule a call and I'm happy to chat.
Perfect. Again, I'm going to place all of the links to everything, whether you're watching this on YouTube or if you're listening to this on the podcast, the link to that YouTube video is going to be in the show notes.
Okay.
And the links to everything that Cindy has mentioned, I'm going to put those links there too. So you don't have to be hunting around looking for anything.
Yep.
Say, get that catalog, get inspired by it, think about what you want to do, reach out to her, get on the call,
Yep.
and just go for it. Let your mind just
Get
let you
creative.
yeah, get creative, have fun,
Yep.
that 64 box of color crayons as every
Exactly.
activity. Yeah,
Exactly.
have fun. Have fun.
Yeah.
All righty. So what I'm going to do here, Cindy, is I'm going to just stop the recording, but we can
Okay.
wrap up. Hold on one second. And stop recording.